Bryce, Rory, and I arrived at the Juan Quit Hall, prepared our equipment, and proceeded in. After taking our seats and getting permission to record, people began to file in to view the film, which opened with song and prayer with Lauren Malashne Bomelin, Guy Lish Bomelin, Nansun Joan Scott, and Scott Chwisnane Sullivan, all contributors of the film.
The songs can be composed, of course, and well, all songs are composed in some way. And you can, they're like poetry, they're telling a story. And so the one I just shared is about years ago, we cut out a trail from Second Bridge on the South Fork, going up to the healing grounds on the other side of the river. And we get out to a point there, and you can kind of see way up the South Fork and way down the lower South Fork on a promenade of land. And I was sitting there one day, and that's where I created that song there. It says, Nukwita Naya, that's our ancestor people. Nukwita Naya Hawat Nas, along this trail they traveled. Nukwita Naya Yantehat, Tesam Hawat Nas. They moved back and forth from the interior village of Big Flat, which is Anchwa, to the exterior village out the coast, which is Ta'atin, Crescent City. And they used to travel back and forth on this trail. And there were two, one on each side of the river. And then when the county began to build the roads, they bulldozed one flat and made a buggy road on the south side. And then that one remained our Indian trail. So all the road beds around here were built on the old trails of our people, because they had the most logical way to go, because you had to walk over it. So the least grade, the best place to get around a mountain. So they were really good maps for our road system we have in Crescent City, in Delaware County, and the whole world, this part of the world actually. So songs or poetry, do you want to share one, please? Nâng từ lô khoa to nha.
It's a whole song. I really like that song because the song relates to what we're talking about today. A lot of songs like poetry. The song is about singing about when I'm long gone. My voice will you have heard like in the past tense, so about your echo. So these songs are beautiful. They're like a spirit to me. You just learn to sing them, and they get to live on even past their makers. So you pass them on.
Well, the old man, like he was just saying, would tell us, he said, well, you know, everybody's a singer. And I used to go to his house and practice with him. And, you know, I'd be with him a long time, and I'd be chasing up, following behind him, following behind him. And one night we're singing, and he just stops the song. And I go, stop. And he goes, oh, I know what's wrong with you. And I'm going, oh, you know, what's he going to say? And he goes, you're trying to sound like me. You can't do that. All of us have our own voice. You can sing my song, but you have to use the voice you have. And after that, it's like that was a really nice teaching, because I realized I could just be free to use the voice that I have to sing his song. You know? And and he'd say things like, you know, you ever meet people, they'll say, you know, I used to know a lot of songs, but I can't remember them, I forgot them, you know. And then he goes, well, that's because they don't live right. He said, these songs are spirits, and they live in the universe too. And if you don't live in harmony with them, they'll just take off and go live with somebody else. So he says, so if you forget your songs, it's because you're not living right. So if you continue to live right, you'll always have your songs, because they're there to help you, they're there to help you protect. And this is just one type of song. You know, there's songs for deer hunting, sea lion hunting, and you know, love songs, dance songs, there's all kinds of different songs. But we just thought we'd share a couple of the songs to start this off this evening.
And with the conclusion of the songs and stories, some details about the project and the preluding short film were shared with the audience.
I just want to share a little bit about this project, connecting our people to our language. There was a discussion on what are we going to do with our language program? What's going on? You know, how are we going to make this happen again? And so we decided on a planning grant and got awarded, and this was part of the planning grant, is to document down the impacts that our language and our people sustained in keeping it alive today. Our language status isn't very high right now. We are near extinction on our language, and we really wanted to capture the essence of what our language has gone through along with our people, and still maintaining it here today. So it's been a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges along the way, and we're hoping that through this film, we'll be able to carry that love and instill it in all of our hearts, not just like, oh, someone else has got it, but that it instills in you to want to speak it and learn it and be a part of the work that's going on with the language. I also want to acknowledge the 10 people who participated in the making of the documentary. We reached out to several people, and these are the 10 that were able to get to be a part of the project. Some of us are here today. If you could raise your hand, who was part of the documentary. There was 10 people. And so, yeah, we have like language learners, language teachers, previous language teachers, core team members. This project was designed with Dave Janetta, our director right here, Cal Poly Humboldt. We're so thankful for his work. And then Nicola Waugh is not able to make it tonight, and she was our producer. So there's a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of love that went into making this documentary. What it is, it's like 40 minutes. So we wanted to open it up with Santa Deshret, but Caudill and the Star Girls, and open that with the videos that our youth made this summer. Back in August, we had the American Indian Film Institute here as a project, and this was the project that the youth had done with them, and it's super cute, and it's about one of our traditional stories, and so we wanted to open it. We have one of our participants and one of our lead actors here tonight, Clyde.
Before the movie started, we were able to have a word with the director, Dave Janetta.
My name is Dave Janetta, and I teach students filmmaking at Cal Poly Humboldt.
And what is your role in the creation of this film?
Yeah, so I directed the film. It was a grant-funded project that was brought to me by a former professor who had started it right before COVID, or started prepping for it right before COVID, and he ended up retiring. This was back in 2019, and so he passed it off to me, and we started working on it in the summer of 2022. So about a year and a half ago, we started conversations and planning, and so I'm credited as director. I did direct it, but really was in this instance more of a conduit for for them to get their story out, for the Tolowa Dee Ni Nation to get their story out.
What is the film about?
So essentially, the film chronicles the efforts of the nation to preserve and really continue with their language, restoring their language, basically. Beginning in the 1850s, post-contact, the tribe was almost completely wiped out by settler colonizers. So as they talk about in the film, they were about 10,000 people who had lived here for thousands of years. Within 50, 60 years, there were, maybe 100 people left in the area.
It's essentially about the history of the Tolowa Dee Ni Nation and their, restorative efforts to bring back their culture and language.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Awesome. And what inspired you to make this film?
Well, like I said before, the project really, came to me because it had already been funded. It had already been essentially, the very early stages had been started, and when I came on board. And so, we met with the tribe, and they were cool with my vision and what I wanted to accomplish, and really basically just let them lead the way, let them tell their story, and as a filmmaker, really try to be true to what they wanted and really what their vision was, actually.
And for people that were in the making of the film, are they mostly local from Del Norte or from out of the county?
So, it was a wide range of people. I had some of my students help, and then we had a couple of different cinematographers. One of them grew up around Hoopa. The producer is somebody I work with who is Canadian. So it was the crew. It was a pretty spread out effort. In terms of people in the film, they're all members of the Tolowa Dee Ni Nation. And
is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I guess I think it's an important story. The point of any film like this is to spread the word, to increase awareness, increase visibility, and learn more about the people that were here, all instances across the country who were here before us.
After the film was a discussion panel led by the film's top contributors. They shared their roles in the creation of the film and personal stories. One of the last people to speak during the discussion was a Dani elder who had a plethora of stories to share. As Bryce Evans said after the screening, it felt like being with family.
After the screening and discussion, the three of us left with a whole new love and appreciation for the Tolowa Dee Ni culture and language. I even downloaded their app, which can be found on the Google Play Store. If you would like to know more about the Tolowa Dee Ni or support the tribe, their website is www.tolowa-nsn.gov.
And if you'd like to learn about the Tolowa language, the website to go to is www.weeyaadvn.com. For Redwood Voice Community News, I'm Rory McCain.
And I'm Ethan Caudill DeRego.